So it's been a hot minute since I made just like a strictly Air Force video, so I kind of wanted to make this one because this has been my situation the past few weeks. Whenever I was like first initially starting this process, I was like, oh, once I get in DEP, then it's like smooth sailing and I don't have anything to worry about. But that is not the case. Now that I'm in DEP, it's like this waiting game, and everything is so uncertain, and it's been stressing me out. So this video is going to be about surviving DEP. Like, it's just, especially without a ship date. So I've been waiting for a ship date since, I forgot when May, March, April, somewhere in that area is when I went to MEPS. So I've just been kind of chilling and waiting, and it's getting a little scary. Like, I was hoping that I could leave sometime July, August, because like I finish up my classes in 2 weeks, and there's just this perpetual fear that I have to move home and then I'm going to be there forever. So like, as much as I thought being in DEP would make all those fears kind of go away, it kind of amplified them, because now I'm just kind of stuck in this void of not knowing, you know? So it's kind of hard to deal with. What do you do? So this has been my kind of outlook on it recently. You can't do anything about it. So just while you're waiting, while you're stuck in DEP, while you're waiting for a ship date, while you're waiting to go to basic, just live your life. Like, I've kind of been holding off on getting a job because I didn't know, you know, when I was gonna leave, where I was gonna be. But once I get back to Georgia, I'm just gonna get a job. Like, work while I can, save as much money as I possibly can while I'm living with my parents. I love my parents, but I don't want to move home. It's a place to live for free for a while, and that's fine. Once you go to college and you graduate, like, the idea of moving home, you almost feel like you failed or something. It's rough, but do what you can. Get a job. For me, like, working out has been really helpful, but once again, like, I wish I had that end date, you know, for like when I was gonna go to basic training, because then it would make things so much more like relevant. Because like right now I'm like doing these like massive amounts of sit-ups and attempting push-ups, and I bought a pull-up bar so I could try to get better at that, even though I know they don't really count. But it's just, everything feels so like pointless, you know? But you just kind of gotta do your best. And like, for me, like, I've always been kind of a competitive person, and my boyfriend was making fun of me because he's like, pull-ups don't even count, you know? But I wanted to be good at them, and I wanted to be able to do them, and I've got this like list, like this chart of the Warhawk standards, and like, I'm nowhere near them. But if I could get to that before basic training, it would just be like amazing. Like, I just want to go and I want to do everything to the best of my ability. Like, I already have all the things memorized, and I wish there was more things to memorize, because then I would have something to do. But you just kind of have to motivate yourself to get there, even though you don't know when you need to be there. One of my biggest fears now is that I'm going to leave in July somehow magically and then not be ready. And so it's just kind of like, almost not having that date is making things a little bit more like rushed, because you don't know when you have to go. You don't know when that date's gonna pop up. So I've been stressing about that one. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things that people do in DEP, is they really try to work on the fitness stuff. And another thing is, you're just kind of like picking up your life and taking it somewhere else. So I'm in the process of getting rid of things. Like, I read the book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo, and it's a really good book. Like, I don't usually read like self-help or organizing books, but I made it through that one because it was really good, and it was one of the biggest things was like picking up and like holding your possessions in your hand and deciding if they brought you joy and if hanging on to them was going to help you or hurt you. And I would just pick up things and I'd be like, why do I have this? So another thing that I've been doing is just deep cleansing my life of extra things that I do not need. And the amount of stuff I've gotten rid of is ridiculous. Like, I went through all of my like hygiene supplies and I've still got a lot of it left to go through. And I had like 6 different types of lotion, 4 different types of body wash, and like 3 different types of shampoo. Like things where I would just not finish one and I would pick up the next one and I would put it in a box in my sink. And there's just so many extra things you can get rid of. You can get your life organized because you're about to go into the military. Anybody that knows me will be like, Emily, you're a disaster. How are you going to survive in the military? But it's almost been therapeutic to wash clothes every week and fold them and put them in my drawer and come up with these cool little organizational methods, and it's been good. It's been, like I said, therapeutic. So get things ready. I've been boxing up things. I've been labeling stuff that I can put in storage at my house until, you know, I end up wherever. Like I packed up all my winter clothes, my sweaters, and then once I find out my job and where I'm gonna go, I can get rid of like winter clothes that I don't need or summer clothes that I don't need. So I've just been trying to cut down. I want to fit my life into a few boxes that my parents can ship to me at tech school, you know? So there's my third way to survive, is just prepare and organize and those kinds of things. I've been, I don't know how to say practicing, but like there are things that you can prepare yourself for, like keeping all of your hygiene products clean, making sure there's no hair in your brushes, just stupid little things like that you wouldn't think of. And I've just been so bored and so just kind of like floating in this space of nowhere, you know, that I've kind of had to invent ways to prepare because I'm just kind of on the fence, you know, like you don't know when you're gonna go, you don't know what to do. So I've just been doing as much as I possibly can while I have this time. And I would say my last thing is, after preparing physically, you kind of want to prepare emotionally. Like, this has been weird for me because in about a week my boyfriend's going to Korea, and that's terrifying in and of itself, but it's even scarier thinking I'm gonna have to go through basic training while he's literally 15 hours ahead. Like, can you mail things to Korea when you're in basic training? Like, things like that. So we've been, you know, just planning, and I've been writing him letters ahead of time, not just for like basic training. I'm gonna send him some of those whenever that becomes a little more real. And I've just been preparing for what I'm gonna do emotionally, you know, without my family and friends and boyfriend, without having that constant contact with them, and you know, things like that. So it's just, DEP is hard. I thought DEP was gonna be like the stamp on the envelope, you know, before you send it off, but it's taken a long time to stick that one stamp on that envelope, man. So just make the most of this time, because I feel like as soon as you get that date and as soon as, you know, you're on the plane to San Antonio, things are gonna be crazy and you're gonna wish that you'd done more of this and you'd done more of that. And so don't get discouraged because, you know, you're stuck. I know when I first started this, I just wanted to get everything done. And now that everything's done, I'm kind of just like, what now? So those are my tips, now that I can't remember them. Live your life, that was number 1. Do as much fitness as you possibly can. Organize, get your life together, prepare emotionally, and just make the most of it. Because these are your last moments as like a civilian, I guess. And I don't know what to expect. So I'm just going to soak in as much of this as I possibly can and not stress about anything until I absolutely have to. That's my plan. I'll probably fail along the way. I'll probably still stress a lot. And I'm just really ready to get a ship date. But in the meantime, this is what I'm doing. I hope that helped. If you guys have any questions or comments or advice, that would be really helpful. So comment down below. Yep. Thanks, you guys.